Rec, 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 rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Podbean, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 144 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, or YouTube itself. What up, world? I just watched The Wild Robot. It is the most recent release from DreamWorks Animation. It is based on a book by, I want to say, Peter Brown. It stars the voices of Lupita Nyong'o, Pedro Pascal, Kit Connor, Catherine O'Hara, Ving Rhames, Mark Hamill, Stephanie Shu. It's directed by Chris Sanders, who has either directed and or co-directed Lilo and Stitch and The Croods. And I think he directed that movie with Harrison Ford, like the very first movie Disney put out under the 20th Century banner. Call of the Wild, I think it's called. You got a robot, Roz, as she calls herself, and she has to complete a task. She is programmed to assist and help, and she can't stop until the task is complete. She finds herself caring for a little baby duck, and with the help of a fox and no one else, because between the robot and the fox and the duck, nobody else in the woods messes with these characters. And then you got to get the duck to live, to survive, to eat, to swim, to fly. And it proves to be quite the mission, but then other obstacles intervene, and it adds your dramatic weight. New DreamWorks, man, I'm always excited. And like, it was so much I loved about this movie. First off, DreamWorks been like really showing their ass when it comes to animation for a couple years now. Like, I don't want to talk about no Ruby Gilman's, like that shit was kind of ass. But like, The Bad Guys, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, even Kung Fu Panda 4 are just all really beautifully animated, and this is no different. Every frame of this movie looks like it could be hung in a museum. Lupita Nyong'o, legit one of my favorite actresses working right now. Perfect voice for Roz. Funny, caring, emotional. The one thing I didn't love, and I feel like I'm gonna get like death threats. The one thing I didn't love about this movie was Pedro Pascal as the fox. I don't feel like his voice fit that character. He did good. I just didn't love it. Everything else was great. So I told my boy that works at the theater when I got out, this movie tried to make me cry 5 times. They got me on the 6th. There's a post-credit scene meant for laughs. It's pretty funny. I would be down for a Wild Robot 2, no question. I don't know how many books there are. If there's only one book, leave it at one movie. 'Cause this is as close to perfect, without me saying it's perfect, that I can get. The same descriptive words I said earlier. This movie is funny. This movie is emotional. This movie is sad. This movie oozes heart from start to finish. I feel like adults might like this movie more than kids, honestly. I don't know, because it's just, as an adult, you can relate to being an outcast. A few of these characters were, and then what it takes to be accepted, and like basically like ignoring that all these people were rude to you and didn't include you and judged you and made fun of you, and still helping them. Like the fox, the robot, duck, all put aside, they still helped the people that were mean to them. People, the animals that were mean to them. Yeah, like me personally, I don't know, man. DreamWorks has so many, and that's what the promotion started to do. This is the best DreamWorks movie ever. Blah 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 blah. I disagree, but if you said it was, I wouldn't disagree. So, with all that being said, I will say that in my opinion, The Wild Robot is almost dope as fuck. Have you seen The Wild Robot, man? What you think? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. Speaking of dope animation, I recently put up a review for Transformers 1. The week before that, I watched Speak No Evil and The Killer's Game. Reviews are up. Within the next day or two, I'm going to drop my top 3 movies of the third quarter of 2024. Next weekend, I want to watch and review Joker, Folie Deux. I don't know how we're pronouncing the subtitle, so I'm going to butcher it every time I say it. The weekend after that, I really hope my theater gets Saturday night. I don't think it will. I really want to see the Jason Reitman, like, first night of Saturday Night Live movie. I don't think it'll come here. And I think there's some other goofy movie that comes out that week that I'm not positive what it is. But yeah, Rec League Podcast, episode 144. We're gonna do a fourth quarter preview. So we're gonna talk about everything we want to see throughout the rest of the year. But there's a lot of trailers to talk about. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones, to talk about. This is gonna be a long episode. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.